Hey, tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Whew! It is so good to be with you. I tell you, it's been a crazy week around here in Washington, D.C. We've had rain, freezing rain, snow, sleet, ice, high winds, freezing temperatures. It's been crazy. I didn't know if I was going to survive this week. I'm telling you. And anyways, it's Saturday today. We made it to Saturday. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, lady. Well, here I am. You know, have you noticed my shirt I'm wearing today? I got on my cool happening tie-dye. This is kind of like my springtime tie-dye. I wear this when I want some spring energy in my life. And I tell you, I am totally ready for spring. I was out earlier today, and you know, it's actually starting to warm up. Oh, thank you, Lord. I mean, it's still cool, but it's definitely not like it was. So, I'm glad we're here. You guys are the best. I am so glad that you're here today. And you know, today's Saturday, and that means it's time for our Saturday Seance. And for those of you who are new here, this is something we do every week. We gather and have a seance. And this seance comes out of the old-time spiritualist church seance tradition. I used to be a member of the spiritualist church, and on the weekends we'd gather at the church, and we'd have a little seance chamber in the church in the back room, and we'd sit in a circle around the medium. The medium would go into trance. Amazing things would happen. So that's where our seance tradition comes out of. I used to attend seances regularly, and I was always amazed. And over the years, I developed my own mediumship, and now I do seances. So I welcome you guys. So if you were here in my home, which you are literally virtually, I want you just to pull your chairs up here in a circle around me. And if you're at home, just pull up to your computer. Know that you're in our circle. And as you wish it, so it will be. And we're all together. Well, I'm going to go into trance here. And when I go into trance, what happens? For those of you who know, I should explain this. Spirits overshadow me. They take control of my body temporarily and my consciousness. And the spirits speak through me. And I never know what's going to happen. It's always an adventure. But hopefully the guides will come in and maybe they'll share some information for all of us. So, gather round. I'm going to put the lights down. Actually, it's still kind of light. Now we're getting to summer. I don't have to use my red light as much. The soft light will be enough just, I think, to see it. So let me try this. I'm going to turn off my light here. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's soft enough in here I can go into trance and you can still see me. So make yourselves comfortable. I'm going to go back under trance and I'll see you when I come back. Oh, give us just a moment here. We got to get control of the medium's vibration. Oh, there we go. Oh, greetings to all of you. This is Fletcher. We're so glad to be here with all of you. And you know, whenever we get a chance to come into the earth plane and share our words, we're always happy. And I see we got a nice gathering out there tonight. A lot of souls listening in. And we're so honored to have the chance to come and speak with you. Well, I got a lot of people on the lineup, so I'll be stepping out of the way and we'll be letting them talk. This is Fletcher, over and out. Fletcher, I do believe that we have control of the body. There we go. Now we're firmly ensconced. Greetings to all of you. I must echo the words of Fletcher and say that to come and visit with you is a great privilege, a great honour. When I was a young man, I used to attend seances. I was a member of the spiritualist movement in my early days. I can only tell you that The things that I saw, the things that I heard and experienced in the seances were enough to convince me that there is eternal life. Many people in my time even, who were speaking of the early 1900s, even people in my day, forgot that there was eternal life. Because of Darwin's theory of evolution, many people turned away from spiritual beliefs, thinking that the world was only based on materialism. Interestingly, in my day, they used to say that those of us who believed in spiritual reality were not quite right. They used to say, you're a little daft. You believe in spirits and spooky things, things that go bump in the night. Their view of spiritualism was one of decadence and flights of fancy. Little did the materialists of my day understand that in the seance room, evidence came through that proved that life was eternal. I shall never forget a seance that I attended. I believe it was around 1912. As I sat in the chamber, I saw a glowing ball of light form. And I said, what is it? It's a ball of light. Somebody sitting next to me said, Alfred, that is ectoplasm. The medium is producing ectoplasm. He said that the spirit world took this substance from a medium's body, and they would form it. It was like molding it like clay. They could impress upon the ectoplasm their images and their form in order to be seen. As I sit and watch the ball of ectoplasm, it was glowing, literally and floating in mid-air. I saw a face form within it. It was the face of one of my neighbours, Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon had died about 3 months before. And as I sat there, I watched the face form in full clarity. There were a few gasps in the seance chamber, for other people there knew also of Mr. Gordon passing. And soon there was a full floating face, almost really, it was a three-dimensional head. It was Mr. Gordon. He said, why do you all look so surprised? I've come to tell you that life is eternal. I could not believe what I saw before me, and I knew then that there was more to spiritualism than just ghost stories. It's ironic that I now find myself as a spirit coming back into the earth plane. This medium has the ability to receive our voices and to allow us to come through him. I also saw this form of channeling, the trance-mediumship we used to call it, in my day. I shall never forget when I was at another seance, and the medium was entranced, and through him I heard a voice come, and I knew it. It was my grade school teacher from when I was a young boy. And she even called me by my nickname. She said, Alfie. Alfie, she used to call me. She said, Alfie, don't you know who I am? I said, Mrs. Somerset. Mrs. Somerset, what are you doing here? And she was speaking clearly to the medium as I am speaking to you now. And so I invite each of you to explore the claims of spiritualism and come to understand that life is eternal, that the soul exists forever. Someday each of you here tonight will be spirit yourself. Where you find yourself in the spirit world will be dependent upon how you live. In my spiritualist church, they used to say, Alfred, it is deeds, not creeds, that get you to heaven. What you believe or think you believe is actually irrelevant to our world. There are many people here have many beliefs. We have people who believe in the Buddha. We have people who believe in the Native American spiritualities. We have people here who believe in witchcraft. We have people here who believe in all sorts of religions. But what you believe is not so important as how you live your life. Those who work for the good of humanity, those who are kind to their fellow man, those who assist those in times of need, they have a like vibration, you see. Their minds think on the good and helping and doing beneficial acts. The beneficial acts are what bring you to your various levels of the spirit world. For example, there are lower realms here, where the misers go. I have seen people who have immense wealth, and yet they spend their whole life hoarding their wealth, never sharing a dime with anyone. And you see, what does it get them? In the end, they are alone with their wealth. There are places here where people sit and the rooms are filled literally with gold and diamonds and platinum and silver, beautiful cars and fine objects. And they're surrounded by these things. Yet they are left utterly alone, bereft of any company. Many of them sit in the room and they cry and they say, "Where am I? Where is my beloved mother? Where is my friend? Where is my father?" Angels come to them and they tell them, they said, "You've chosen life of materialism, and this is where it has led you. You have all the material things. Why are you not content?" For some, they stay in that state for many years, wandering, grasping at the gold and silver, thinking that somehow it will bring them peace and joy. For the more fortunate ones, they awaken and they say, "This is all that is in materialism, and I shan't have anything to do with it." Because at that point they begin to grow. The angels gently guide them into the realms of light, and they start to understand their error, that they spent their life questing only after the material and completely ignoring the spiritual. It is at that point that they're able to then have peace in their lives and to learn to love. Many of these miserly ones go on and become the greatest of spirit guides, for their miserliness changes and reflects forward into generosity and their great service to humanity. Some of you here tonight are wondering about your lives, and you say, "Alfred, is it possible that I could turn around from my world that I have lived?" Some of you have done great destruction on the earth through avarice and selfish motives and hostilities. Some of you have been addictive personality types, and you have sacrificed your entire lives for a little drink of liquor or perhaps some drug. I don't say this to condemn you. I say it in the hope that you will understand that while you are in the body, you have the greatest of opportunities to reform your lives. If you will begin to limit your addictions now, when it is time for you to cross into the spirit world, you will be free and unencumbered by those cravings and passions that limit you. Fletcher's asked me that the others wish to speak, but in my parting, let me again remind you that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. But it would do you better. Do your spirit work now. Learn to love, learn to serve, and you will have joy in your life. And when you come to our world, to the spirit world, you will be free and you will glow brighter than a diamond, sparkling in the noonday sun. My name is Alfred. Oh, there we are. I think we're in the body, Fletcher. Oh, I do hope all of you can hear me out there. This is Rose. Oh, it's such a blessing to be here with all of you. You know, when I was listening to Alfred, I could not help but reflect upon my own time in my purgatory. You know, different souls find themselves in different circumstances. As you think, so you are, and that reality will go with you into the spirit world. When I came over to the spirit world, I found myself in a place of darkness. I wandered about thinking that I had fallen into a cave or a bunker of some sort. As many of you know, I died during the war. I was struck by a lorry in the street in the middle of the night. And when I awoke, I felt myself really in the spirit world, though I did not know it for a long time, and I was very much doubting that I was there. Beautiful beings of light would come to me, and they'd say, "Rose, take our hand, let us lead you into the light." I used to say, "Away with you, I don't know who you are. I'm too important to be hanging with your type of people. Usually my arrogance was such that I thought myself a little, well, cut above the rest, and that ultimately did not get me anywhere. And so I was put in spiritual time out, which is, well, you might call it purgatory, a place of reflection. I suppose for some the purgatory is much more torturous than others. I have heard tales of people who find themselves in flames. But even that doesn't last forever. Know that your purgatory that you do, if you must do it, will be that which will purify you. Purgatory is not so much a punishment as it is a time of awakening, that you let go of all those things that hold you back, that limit you, and do not allow you to have joy in your life and freedom. When I came over to the light, it was this medium who helped me. They brought me through his body, for they thought that it would be an easier transition going from the place of darkness into the light through this medium, rather than going straight into the light. You see, to go into that light of the spirit world is a magnificent experience. But if you're not prepared for it, it can be a bit overwhelming. We would say, who could be upset about going to heaven? I want to go to heaven right away, they say. But my dear, the reality is that when you cross into heaven, you become acutely aware of who you truly are. Many people spend their earthly life defining themselves, saying, I have the best clothes and the most beautiful automobile. These things are all good and well, my dear, but they are not who you are. Who you are is what becomes revealed in the light. And so I invite each of you, let yourselves meditate and contemplate upon the light. And if you do so, you will raise your vibration. And as you do that, you will have peace in your life, and you will have joy. So do not give in to despair, but let the light of the spirit world cleanse you and purify you. You can do your purgatory on earth, and that way when you die you'll be prepared for heaven. Heaven is a rather limiting word, though. We prefer the term the spirit world, but it is as vast as an entire world. In fact, there are worlds within worlds here. Your learning, your growth are never stopped. They are unlimited. You're only limited by your own lack of will to move forward. Over in the spirit world, you never tire, and you're always stimulated by new thoughts and ideas. And so the opportunity for growth is available. I do hope that each of you will take our advice tonight. Begin your journey to the spirit world while you're still in your bodies. And then you will find that the day when you must leave the body, you won't be perplexed or bewildered. You'll be joyfully greeted by the spirit guides and angels and loved ones. And you will walk in the light, and you won't have to do your purgatory. Fletcher tells me that the power of the medium is waning, so I must be stepping from the body now. But I thank each of you for being here this evening, and I send each of you my blessings. Oh, the power is starting to go, and so I feel myself fading. But I send you my love. Please call upon me. My name is Rose. Hey, Tubies. Well, it's so good to be back with you. I tell you, I love to channel. Whenever I channel, I feel inspired. I feel uplifted. It's like when you channel, it's like you're literally touching on really the power of heaven. And even though I don't know what comes through me, and I don't know until I go back and look at the tapes myself, I feel the power as it starts to come through me as I'm going under, and it's always a blessing. I hope you guys have enjoyed being here tonight. I've had such a good time with you. Listen, if you get a chance, you might want to pop over to my website. I have a book there at my bookstore you might want to pick up called Messages from Rose. This is about my early days as a psychic medium when I started doing channeling, trans-channeling. So it tells about my work with my spirit guide, Rose. I think you'll really enjoy it. And you know, while you're over there, if you want to do some more spiritual reading, well, I've got other books. Here's Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances. Talks about my work with seances and the Ouija board. Also, Psychic Bob's book of Wiccan Wisdom. It's for those of you who are interested in Wicca. So we got a number of books, and there are a few others. I don't have them here, but you know, check these out. This is a good place to start. Well, guys, listen, thanks for being here. I love you guys. I'm sending you my blessings. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. By the way, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends. Hit subscribe, be part of our channel. Okay? So anyways, I hope you'll keep it here at Spirit Channel. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Sunday. You know what that is? The Witching Hour. That's right. For those of you who are new, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, we do a live broadcast. So if you come here to Spirit Channel at 8 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to have a live show. Now that's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central Time, 6 Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And for our European viewers, it's 1 a.m. London time and 2 a.m. French, German, European time. Anyways, you guys know who you are. We've had a lot of people staying up late from the UK and also from Germany and France to join in and watch us. So you guys are great. Thank you for your support. So if you want to be part of the Witching Hour, we're going to be gathering. It's going to be me and Lady Angela and Lord Tony. We're the officers of the Order of the Purple Cord. And we'll be talking about all things magical and Wiccan. So make sure to be here, okay? We'd love you to be part of the show. You guys are the best. Thanks for being here. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Witching Hour. And until then, may you always blessed be.